Hello, we're going to be discussing Chapter 17. It's pricing. So one of the pricing strategies is psychological pricing, and it means setting prices that have a special appeal to target customers. So the price cuts of these ranges do not increase the quantity sold. Then even lower prices, the quantity demanded stays the same, and so on. So a perfect example would be organic milk versus regular milk. If it goes on sale for $3 instead of $5, people will switch, but there's only so much milk you can buy until it goes bad. So there are some products that you can only buy in a certain amount. The second strategy is bait and switching prices. It means setting very low prices to attract customers, but trying to sell more expensive models or brands once the customers in the store. But the seller doesn't plan to sell many at a low price. So a perfect example, I'm sure all of you guys have encountered that if you see an ad on TV or the newspaper about, I don't know, a large screen TV for $199 or, I don't know, $500, you go into the store and it says only first 20 customers. You never really know if there's actually 20 customers or this is just a scheme. Or, for example, Extreme Fitness, I'm sure all you guys see the ads saying the first 20 customers get $20 for 3 months or something like that. And I went in at 9 o'clock in the morning and somehow there's first 20 customers that came in at probably $8.55. So it's pretty obvious that it's just a scam. So the third pricing strategy is loss leader. It means setting some very low prices to get customers in the store. The idea is not only to sell large quantities of loss leader items, but also to get customers in the store to buy other products. So something like a grocery store where there's weekly ads on basic products like milk, bread, eggs. And while you're in a store, you probably will buy other items for your week shopping. The fourth is odd-even pricing. It's setting prices that end in certain numbers. So, well, most of the prices are set at $24.99 or $19.99. So this strategy gets you to think that you're paying less as opposed to more. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people realize that it actually doesn't make much of a difference, but for some people it does work. The fifth strategy is price lining. It's setting a few price levels for a product line and then making all items at these prices. So most of the stores have ranges like $20, $30, $40, $50. There's hardly ever any prices that are $52 or $23. The sixth strategy is prestige pricing. It's settling a rather high price to suggest quality or high status. So example of it would be designer clothes or jewelry or fur or perfume. It's about the presentation and how it makes you feel. It holds the high status. So if you want to buy a present, a perfume for your girlfriend, you wouldn't go to, I don't know, a Chinese store and get it for $15. You would want to go to the bay and have it wrapped for you and presented in a nice way, and it's all part of the presentation. And it also makes you feel special. It's also part of a treat, I guess, for yourself. So the seventh is complementary product pricing. It's setting prices on several products as a group. This may lead to one product being priced very low so that the profits from another product will increase, thus increasing the product's total profits. The example of it would be Gillette's battery shaving system, which is $14.99. It's just pretty cheap, but there's additional $10.99 blade refill cartridges, so when you think about it, it's not really that cheap because you have to replace it quite often. The eighth strategy is bidding pricing. It means offering a specific price for each possible job rather than setting prices that apply for all customers. So an example would be contractors. Every home is different, the measurements and standards for the client, so obviously the price would vary because it's just a quote. The ninth strategy is product bundling pricing, setting one price for a set of products. Firms that use product bundle pricing usually set an overall price, so it is cheaper for customers to buy the products at the same time than separately. So a perfect example would be Bell Services or Rogers. You would get a better deal if you bundle them together, having internet and TV and home phone, as opposed to getting separate deals from different companies. Okay. Another side of the pricing are markup, which is the guide pricing by the middleman. It is when the dollar amount is added on the actual amount of the product to get a selling price. For example, is when a product actually costs $2 and the company puts $1 more for their selling price. And total fixed cost is the sum of those costs that are fixed in total, such as rent, depreciation, and insurance. It doesn't matter how much they produce. Total variable cost is the sum of those changing expenses that are closely related to output, such as packaging material, outgoing freight, wages, and salary commission. Total cost is the sum of total fixed and total variable costs. The changes in total cost depends on variation in total variable cost, since the total fixed cost stays the same. Average cost per unit is obtained by dividing total cost by the related quantity. This is the total quantity that costs the total cost. Break-even analysis evaluates whether the firm will be able to break even. That is to cover all the costs with a particular price. This is important because the firm must cover all the costs in the long run, or there is no point of being in a business. This method of break-even point the quantity where the firm's total cost will equal its total revenue. Fixed cost contribution per unit as the assumed selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Marginal analysis is how to find the right price. It focuses on the change of the total revenue and the total cost from selling price, one more unit to find the right price and quantity. Marginal revenue can be negative. Sometimes this is the change in total revenue that results from the sale of one unit of a product. Marginal cost is just one more can be important. This is the change in total cost that results from producing one more unit. Marginal profit is when profit is large when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. It is the extra profit of the last unit is near zero. So when the company is looking for the best price to change, it should lower the price to increase the quantity it will sell, as long as the last unit itself will yield the extra profit. Price leader usually set the price for all to follow, perhaps to maximize profit or to get certain target return on investment. Value in use pricing is how much will the customer save. This means selling price that will capture some of the customer will save by substituting the firm's product for one currently being used. Reference price is the price one expects to pay for many products they purchase. Different customers may have different reference prices for the same basic type of purchase.